Here at this beautiful Money Valley Dairy, and thanks also obviously to Ben Woodhouse and the owners of the operation. So I will briefly explain how we are going to work, and Simon will introduce the farm and basically the operation they're running here. So we have 3 stations. This is station 1, and this will be the Kakuyu station, and there will be simultaneously another 2 stations. So you basically look at your color in your lanyard, and the green will stay here, the red will go with Cameron Clark, and the yellow will come with me to station 3, which is in the dairy. So I will explain that again in a minute, so everyone is not confused. But in the meantime, Simon, if you can please explain and let us know how the operation works, that would be fantastic, so we can kick off with the day. Thank you very much.
No worries. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bungay. So Bungay, just a bit of history, seeing we got a bit of history last night. So Port Macquarie was a penal settlement, and the laws were you weren't allowed to establish a settlement within 50 miles of a penal settlement. So this was first settled in 1840 down here. It was the first settlement south of Port Macquarie. So the township of Bungay was established here. We're on a river bend here to farm. So we're on a big river bend that goes right around. We've got 7 k's of Manning River frontage, and we're the last farm that pumps fresh water out of the Manning. And when they started to export the cedar and everything else, they realised they couldn't get over the natural weir down here, so the township was shifted over the hill, and that's how that's where it stayed at Wingham. And so that's how Wingham. So it's got a lot of history here. We've got a cemetery. That's we live here. There's another house on the top of the hill there. Behind that house there is a cemetery, and there's grave sites there from the 1850s and everything else. So just a bit of local history. The farm was converted to a dairy farm 26 years ago. It was sort of a greenfield site converted to a dairy. There used to be odd little dairies around over time. But sort of they've fallen to rack and ruin. So the dairy, where it is now, sort of in the centre of the farm, as you can see down there. We've got 320 hectares here, of which we've got 240 effective. So by the time you take the river frontage out, gullies, the likes, home sites, laneways, everything else, there's 240 effective hectares. And we run 900 cows on that, milking 800 cows all year round. We supply Farmer's Own. We've supplied Woolworths Farmer's Own for 6 years, 7 years now, probably 8 years. So that's worked really well for us. They've been pretty good to deal with. We've usually had a premium over, they've always promised to pay us a premium over our nearest competitor. So that's worked well. We are in liquid milk market. So that's why, and we are battered here with heat stress in the summertime. So hence why we're starting, we've got these beautiful alluvial flats down there, like I mentioned yesterday. We're just sowing corn. You can sort of see where we've sprayed out and we've sown corn. We've got the centre pivot irrigators now. So in the big flood in March last year, basically all those flats went under. Where that pivot is sitting just there, it was a little bit of an island. The water came right up these gullies there to the commodity shed. So we put the pivots in last year. So we used to utilise 12 tonne of pasture grazing, and we thought with these alluvial flats, we have the potential to grow a corn crop and then a ryegrass crop, 36 tonne a hectare, triple our current production. So when we were reliant on 70%, 60 to 70% bought-in feed, the drought soon showed us that it's pretty hard to make money when you're buying in expensive feed. So hence why we've sort of gone down the path. So we're growing corn now, but of course then you need somewhere to feed it. So we've currently got a feed pad down there. You can see to the right of the dairy. We've got some cows on the feed pad there. That's where our current feed pad is. And our plan is to put the compost barn this side of the dairy. So, north's there, so we'll run it east-west. And they'll exit the shed from the centre to go to the dairy and then back again. When coming up 3 years ago, the farm was purchased by Maxim Foods out of Brisbane, Ben here today. So they wholesale, cheese and butters and the likes, and it's been great for them to sort of further invest down the chain on farm.
Is he a good boss, Simon?
He's a fantastic boss, real good bloke to work with.
Tell us to plug in for you then.
Ben on the spot.
So, no, it's really, it's put a spark in our step, because all of a sudden you've got someone that's sort of keen about the industry and willing to invest in the industry. And it's been real encouraging for us, because this farm's got so much potential. And at long last, we can see something, that we could realise a lot of that potential. So, yeah.
Thanks very much, Simon. Any quick question for Simon?
How'd you go with your maize silage this year?
Yeah, we sowed, like this last year was the first time we've sown maize silage. We sowed 50 hectares. And we could only harvest 42 hectares of the 50, which we just didn't bother. So you can see that area through there that hasn't been sown this year. That's where we couldn't harvest last year. So we decided if it's going to be another wet summer, no point.
How much did you get off the 42 hectares?
24 tonne yield. So and that was we probably got 26 tonne of the hectare from our mid-season, and probably only about 20 from our short season variety. So.
And you started feeding it out, have you?
Yeah. We've definitely started feeding it out. So it tested really well. It's given us confidence. So we've actually sown 70 hectares this year. We've got 90 hectares we can sow, but we've got nowhere to put cows at the moment. Believe it or not, when it gets real wet here, we put them down the river flats. We don't put them on the hills. These hills just turn to sponges. And the cows just bog it up. So we basically made the decision to keep, one pivot close to the dairy as basically a sacrifice pivot to park cows when it gets too wet.
With your positioning of your new barn, was that area a safe zone with the floods?
Yep.
Or are you concerned with the floods with where you're going to play?
Yeah, no, like the flood water never came close to the dairy. As you can see, it's on a high spot there. So yeah, nowhere near getting covered with flood. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And there's going to be a lot of more details with Simon.